Sorry,
Finally.
there was a technical glitch. Yeah, I told you for some people I don't know why this go live button doesn't work. So it's based on Instagram's algorithm. I don't know why. So that is why I told you I can again repost it. So don't worry about that. But I
Good,
hope
good. Where there is
everyone.
a will, there is a way.
Yeah. So I am very sure that you can. I'm very sure that you're not embarrassed enough because it happened to me first time actually today that I couldn't, check with the live thing. I can't, send you a request. So kind of embarrassed myself, but I thought that okay, let's do
No,
on
no,
your
no. Amrita,
platform.
I have had enough of technical glitches. So I'll share the stories later on. You'll feel good about yourself. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you so much. Because it's some certain thing are there which I think that all my community, I hope I have kept the phone right. Yeah. In my community, there are many people that were interested today. So this video have to go I have to repost and again have to post this. So do send me this complete video once you are done. I'll just, make sure everyone look at it. So Shomrita, welcome to Mind Muse. It's great that I am doing it from your life, but anyways, it's a Mind Muse episode. And thank you so much for being a guest as well as being a host. Now, today's Mind Muse, I wanted to make it extra special. Why might let you know is that you already know that this is something which is it encompasses everyone, and we are mostly interested in talking about as a parent because we both are parents, and we both are trainers, so in a way we both handle both the ratios together. So let's have a good chat about. So yeah, so the thing is that I wanted to check with you all the different types of parenting related issues which we feel we relate to, every day. So my first question to you as a Mind Muse guest for today, guest of honor for today, is tell me about your journey. Why and how you started with your emotional intelligence.
So first and foremost, thank you so much for having me, Amrita. And
Yeah, you're
I'm so
you're
glad,
highly welcome.
yeah, you're looking gorgeous. This entire
Oh,
thing feels so nice. Uh,
thank you so much.
so actually, if I have to think back, there's this beautiful quote by Rumi that what you seek is seeking you. So I never
Exactly.
intended to become an emotional intelligence practitioner or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, I was sitting at my general physician's, room, and she was like, "Yeah, I can't go on increasing your BP tablets. You have to do something about your stress." So this was after having a very difficult pregnancy, premature baby, and I was close to postpartum depression. I did not know. So she's like, "Hey, what is it that you want to do?" And I thought I have to be positively engaged. And I told her
Hmm.
somehow I feel I need to work with children because that gives me immense joy. So she said, okay, so my husband is a pediatrician and he has this institute. I go up and I meet with Dr. Kelkar, and that's how the journey starts. So I took a couple of trainings and all that. But what it has done to me is it's helping me every day to become a better human being, to bring out the best in me, to relate, at a much deeper level with everyone around, to try and be a good parent. So, I mean, no one is perfect, but yeah, that's what it has, done to me. And I love working
Awesome.
in this space. So, yes.
Shobnita, the next thing is that how do you teach kids emotional intelligence, or should I say, yeah, how do you feel that they can take up absorb such a huge concept, which we generally teach leaders which are like mature people, but how a small child or a 5-year-old or maybe a 10-year-old can learn this emotional intelligence?
When I talk about emotional intelligence, I'll broadly, divide it into few skills. So the first part is literacy. It's like the ABCD of emotional intelligence. So literacy is how to be aware how to recognize emotions in yourself, in others. That's one part, the literacy part. The second part is managing emotions. How do you know, identify and manage intense emotions? How the intensity goes up, what is this all about? And then comes the emo-social skills. So it could be goal setting, it could be intrinsic motivation, it could be relationship skills, empathy, and a whole lot. For simplification, I have just identified it into 3 buckets. Now, why I'm saying this is the skills, they remain the same for any age group. So I have facilitated sessions for 5 to 10-year-olds. Currently, I enjoy the space more with teens and youth. I also have taken parenting sessions. So the skills remain the same. The literacy part, the managing part, the emo-social skills, only the way you introduce, the methodology that you use, that changes.
Right.
So for 5 or a 10-year-old kid with, less of attention span, you have to have a lot of activities, games, videos, and every batch is also different. Some batch would want more of videos, some batch would want more of activities, some batch prefer more of drawing, coloring and all that. So you have to understand those nuances and then take them along.
So as you told that there are different literacy part of emotional intelligence, and definitely that is one which we teach even the elder ones, the younger ones, and I think the entire people, like entire learning community who is learning emotional intelligence, they are learning the same thing. It's basically the age group difference that we may see. We may see children are also coming as learners. We may see people who are from corporates are also coming as learners. So we are now encompassing a different learning age groups. In that way, I want to ask you in a little deep sense that how a child can understand emotions, or how a child can get that basics of emotional intelligence. So now they have understood awareness and all, but how, how in their regular life can they impart this emotional intelligence? That is what I wanted to ask.
So I'll give you in the end a little brief, about the methodology that I use. Let me give you a very, very practical thing. So sure. My son is 3 years, 7 months. Okay. And you also are a mother to 2.5-year-old. So you know how difficult Corona has been, for these toddlers.
Exactly.
And there was time when, he couldn't go out. He loved going to school. He loved going to park. He was throwing tantrums and all. So, I try to tell him, when he is very, very angry. So I ask him, are you angry? And he's like, yes. So I ask him, are you a little angry? Are you this much angry? Are you this much angry? Then he will say, I'm this much angry. I said, what do you want to do? You want to hit? You want to yell? What is it that you want to do? So in Bengali, ki korar ichha korche. And
exactly.
I tell him, okay, when mama gets angry, she also feels like shouting. Not that this will help every time, and not that with EI, I have totally become a different person and I don't, have my outbursts. But this is how simple it is.
It's awareness. The awareness that you are angry.
Yes. So I'm just giving an example. Another thing. So are you happy? So how do you do when you're happy? And then he'll make this face. I said, what do you do when you're sad? And then he thought one day. So 1 day, 2 days, he couldn't come up with anything. And he was doing something like this. And then he makes this face, which is very cute. So he can make also those faces, So basic emotions like happy, sad, angry. So that is how, you can introduce
the best
to the
thing.
children.
Okay. So the best thing is that your child, being just a 3-year-old, you have made him aware of the emotions. I think it will go a long way. The one that has developed so young, in this young age, the tender age of 3 years, he understood the emotions. Then maybe when he grows up and he will definitely, be experiencing more emotional deficits or boundaries, then he will understand, he will be aware of his limits, his emotions, his outburst, his pains, where he's getting his pain from. And I think that's very great of you, like as a mother and as a teacher, as a trainer, you acted out in both ways and taught him the most important thing, which I think is more important than IQ or more important than solving maths. Yeah, definitely. I think this is one thing that is missing in parents. So my last question as in a broad sense, then I will have a different round with you, is that how parents can come out of their negativity. Like we generally see that parents face a lot of depression. As you told, you had postpartum depression. I'll talk about it also. In my case, it happened as well. How do you think parents can come out of negativity, or how any person in such situations? Because now we guys are knowing what negativity actually is. A huge consciousness facing negative issues, negative problems in their house, in their financial situation. How to come out of negativity? What do you suggest?
Uh, Amrita, what is like naturally coming to me is so whichever space I work in, emotional intelligence or any, all this is preventive.
Okay.
Know?
Okay.
So if someone is into depression, or if something is serious about you, then please go and consult a specialist. Then
Okay.
I don't know whether these kind of trainings and all this will help. Yeah.
No, but in general, suppose some people are very negative towards their life. They always think in a negative way. We have seen, or we have faced people like that. In that scenarios, how do you just tell them? What do you tell them, or what do you suggest them? Like if you talk with them and you see that some negative emotions are there, which are like coming up in front of them, we can understand it as trainers. How do you kind of tend to them? So that is what my question was.
As a if I am as a family member, if I'm as
Yeah,
a
like a
friend,
family member,
then
a friend. Yeah.
yeah. So the first thing is just to listen and be there. So it's not
Okay.
like I say something and something will change.
Right,
That
right.
person has to take the ownership. That is very, very important. If the person is not ready to change, it's very difficult. So what you
Right.
can do is at least you try and do walk the talk. Then it
Okay.
makes more sense. Then the person also starts connecting with you. And if I talk about the typical emotional intelligence aspect, there are tools with which if you practice, you can build up on optimism. So there
Right.
is this ABCD by Martin Seligman. There is thought ping pong. So many things are there which you can do to actually have more of optimistic thoughts. But again, it is like you have to take the ownership, you have to practice, and then it makes more sense. So me as a
Right.
trainer, there was a lot of things which I had to it's like the inward journey which I took. It's not that I
Right.
don't have my bad days. There are days
We
when I'm
all
down
have.
the dumps.
We all have.
Yeah. But it's that awareness is there. The awareness part is more. And yes, quite a few things also, I also start questioning my beliefs or thoughts. And what is it that I want? Where is it that I would want to be? Use some of the techniques, see what is working. Sometimes it's music for me, sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's connecting.
Right.
So the day we spoke, Amrita, about this thing, so I related to a like-minded person, and things
Exactly.
like this feed my soul. So it's very important for a person to understand himself or herself. Then there are a lot of things that you can try on. I was also doing this course in Coursera by Dr. Karen Revish, where she talks about some of the major overthinking traps and simple things which you can do. For example,
Right.
you can just look at evidence. So I was actually doing this. So just before this, since I'm very, very technologically challenged, I listened to one of my favorite songs, which peps me up. And then when all this was happening, then I was like, okay, so Somrita, you have done a couple of live sessions before with some technical glitches that has still happened. So
Yeah.
this will
Yeah.
happen. So that's like, evidence with which you are refuting the thought. Then another
Okay.
is simple reframe. So a better way of looking at it is, and then probably okay. So there is some problem, but that it might happen. And there's also this contingency or then plan. So for you, probably it was, if my life doesn't work, I'll ask
Yeah.
Somrita to go on live and then
Yeah.
it will be done.
Yeah. So for me, I'll just tell you, like, if you ask me the same thing, for me, I have been in a very negative space once in my life, and I have seen that the power to bring back myself to the present thought clears a lot about these negative things in my life. When I face negative things, definitely I do face. I'm a mom and I have to struggle between my work life and my personal life. And I think that whenever I feel negative, I and there are nobody else to listen. So I do one thing. I just feel that I need to come down to the present moment, present what is happening with my body. Try to become more aware. What kind of, like, not even in a meditation, but try to be in a semi-meditative state. And yeah, with the power of now, with the power of the present awareness, I kind of reduce my negativity. So in the same situation, if you face negative issues, what do you do in a very regular basis? I'm talking it as a friend. So if you face some kind of negative situation in your life, personal life, so how do you do about that?
So one of our very simple techniques which work with most of us, and it's based on the research also, and this
Okay.
technique has been found out by 6 Seconds, which is the largest organization in research, training, and development for emotional intelligence based out of US.
Okay.
So they say, and again it starts from literacy. So first is be aware of what you're feeling.
Right.
If you don't know what you're feeling, look at the signals your body is giving, the feeling fingerprints. So what happens
Right.
generally if I'm feeling sad? I don't feel like moving, I don't feel like getting up. My heart is beating like like a normal average thing. I don't feel like talking to anyone. I have a lot of thoughts. So that awareness and that naming it, that okay, I am feeling sad. Then the validation comes. So Vrita, you're feeling sad. It's okay to feel sad.
Right. Right.
You do this with you do this with the my child's example what I was giving. I was just validating. Oh, I can see you're angry. You're very angry.
Right,
And then I try
right.
to talk to him. What is the intensity? So what am I doing? Again, that literacy, that awareness, that validation. And once I am aware, once I'm in a little more resourceful state after all of this, when the intensity has come down,
Yeah.
then I generally, probably it could be music, it could be calling up my sister, bitching about my personal life at times.
Okay. 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 So
It could
in
be
any
reading
case,
something.
yeah, that personal awareness. See, I didn't know when even I told you that example when I felt it and I was not knowing about the emotional intelligence at that time. And same thing with you. We both had one thing in common. We did what we actually need to, without or with knowing that we need to be aware. So I think that parenting also is the same thing. In parenting, as parents, you need to be aware of your child's situation. Then only your child can get the right atmosphere and right kind of nourishment you deserve him or her to get. Right. So, yeah, Shomrita, there are so many things I want to ask you, and there are so many things you can go on telling. But I definitely don't want to, entangle you in hours of talk. Definitely, we can do. So, since I have another 10 minutes or so, we can have a fun game where I can ask you a few rapid fire questions, and you need to
Oh my
answer
God.
me. You need to answer me here with very small sentences or one words that can, just the word you feel comes to you when you hear this. So I'll just take my diary, and because I always write up.
So I'm just telling myself, Somrita, you're feeling a little nervous, and it's okay to feel a little nervous.
Yeah, definitely I'm not Karan Johar, so you can be chill about it. The first thing is anxiety. What does anxiety mean to you?
Heart throbbing, For me, anxiety is when I can hear my heartbeat in my ears.
Right, right. Stress. How do you define stress, or what do you do in stress? What comes to you with stress?
Down in the dumps, feeling low.
So you always
no
feel low.
energy, no energy.
Okay. Okay. That kind of is true because stress drains out our life energies. Work-life balance.
I think it's all about priorities.
That's so true. Priorities. And I think
don't
for
think
me,
there could be a balance, or you're separate in work, you're separate in live work, or personal life. If you are
But
good here, you'll be
2022
good there.
Yeah, for 2020, though, the bridge has been blurred. So, yeah, definitely priorities. And for me, another thing I may add is energy management. The area where I'm more energetic, I do more heavier, stressful work. The time at which my energies are low, I do the lesser work. But that also boils down to priorities. So, yeah, that's one good statement. Then the next thing is educational system, present educational system.
I don't support it. That's one area we need to seriously work upon, because students here are unnecessarily pressurized.
Exactly.
Amrita, which is coming very strongly to me is, these parents they come up with things like, child is not studying, not concentrating, this and that. And I keep telling them, please understand it from their perspective.
Exactly.
Where you good in everything. So please start sharing those stories with the children. Any subject you were not good at.
Yeah, in that respect, I truly remember you, Shamrita, told me one thing which rang into me, and I started thinking about it. And literally, I'm telling you, is that you told me that you tell your parents to tell their failures to their children. I literally was very, very happy to see this kind of trainers coming up who are more into failure stories than into success stories, because failure teaches us. So can you tell me something about it? How do you explain it, or how do you go? What exactly effect does it have on parents, or how does it help parents?
Actually, they are quite zonked when I tell them.
Okay.
But I tell them, please share. For example, if I'm doing literacy, the emotional literacy part of my training, I tell them, please share when you have been sad, if you have been angry. It's okay, you have had an altercation at office. Come and discuss with your teen. Ask him, beta, what do you think I could have done? Your child will also teach you two things. So this is how, keep asking each other, how is it that you're feeling? A child should know it is okay to be angry, it's okay to be sad. All these emotions are part of me. So I will experience, it's okay to fail, it's okay, everything is not okay. So I keep telling, every part, even for the managing thing, I tell them, please discuss again. Try practicing it with them. I keep telling them, and I also, portray that as a trainer. In my ground rules, I always have this thing that, it's okay to make mistakes. And I tell them that goes for me too. So I can also make a mistake.
Okay, right. What my next word is ego. How does ego sound to you?
It's something which we all have.
Okay, and can we do anything about it?
Come over it. Yes.
Okay.
It's again
is it there all the time with us? Okay, is it there all the time with us, or is it like when you are aware it is different, and then it's like a demon? It comes and
if you are aware. Yeah, if you are aware, you will be able to manage it much better. It's just that, when you have already have that blast, when you have that emotional outburst, and later on, if you're introspecting, then you come to think, acha, okay, probably, because this hurt my ego, I behaved like this.
Right.
So just learn from that and be more aware. But it's something which we all have.
Yeah, definitely.
Might as well accept. It will be there. It's like the unpleasant emotions like anger, sadness, anxiety. So this is also a part of life.
Next word, a very strong word coming up, and I really wish you to have insights about it, is depression. How do you think about it? Because I know many people around us, many youngsters around us are into this phase. So yeah.
So this is, something actually, especially in the teens, I have felt that a lot of times there is no one to hear them out. They feel I'm not heard, I'm not understood, and from there, a lot of time depression starts. This is also this research done by something, someone from the Yale University who was saying that simple things, if you do in the beginning, that can stop depression. And I think the third largest reason for teens suicide is third largest reason for death amongst teens is suicide. And the largest cause is cause is depression.
So yeah, definitely it's something that we can't talk in within the half an hour. It needs more and more research oriented work. But yeah, definitely just can you give us one quick fix solution, if there is at all, to overcome depression, if anyone is hearing us out, and for them.
Please reach out, talk to anyone, whoever you think, reach out,
Right.
just reach out. Friend, relative, teacher, whoever you can think of, just reach
Right,
out.
right. Yeah, awesome. And the last thing for today is love. What do you think about it?
So, actually, one of my core values, or what makes me, is love. So, for me, love is so if a person, if you love someone, if someone loves you, that should bring out the best in you. That's love.
Right. But then why do we have breakups? Why do we kind of stay away from each other when we love each other like that? So is it love? Love is only from one person to another, or do you think we can only love ourselves and the others is just a part of our lifetime? If
It begins with us.
Yeah, yeah.
So it begins with us. Self-love is the first step. Until and unless you don't love yourself, you will keep looking for validation outside. But the
Right.
moment you start loving yourself, then
Everyone else will validate
you
you
feel everyone
eventually.
loves you. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think the same thing, and I think that Shomrita, when I was asking you questions, when I was expecting such answers, you were actually at bomb giving those same answers, similar kind of thoughts. So that's why we vibed kind of, because we are Bengali, both are Bengalis, and both of us are moms, both of us are emotional intelligence trainers. We just like a difference of the coast. You stay in West Coast, I stay in the East Coast of India. So yeah, from East to West, we are all the same. And last thing before going, a parenting tip, if you can give me, this is bonus for me. Because I just have a daughter, and I think that you are another mom. So just a mom to mom talk. What kind of parenting tip will Mrs. Chatterjee give to me?
I think just focus on your relationship with your husband.
Okay. A parenting
Just that.
tip with the husband. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So how will
Your
it help?
kid will see and your kid will learn. You will not even have to
Oh,
think,
okay.
I have to teach her this. If
Okay.
both of you, if you and your significant other, if both of you have love, if both of you show respect to each other, if both of you have the other things in place, your kid will automatically have it.
Right.
कुछ करना ही
Right.
नहीं पड़ेगा.
Right. That's
I don't
awesome.
know. It may
actually.
sound weird,
No,
but
no,
that came
I,
to me now.
yeah, no, and you know why I ask this? I keep this question secret because I never tell them what is going to come next, and I want to see the exact answer comes to you. And it actually is experientially true, because I and my husband are quite friends. We never kind of do jhagra. We do some no joke. My child is usually happy, but starting to get cranky a little bit, maybe because she has been continuously locked up, like less and less interaction with people around. So I definitely have started this one thing to make her more interactive. I have just even check that corona aaye to aaye kya karu, but I need to take her out of this place so that she starts interacting with people around, and this is what I have started to make her a little bit joyful. So yeah, definitely at the end I can tell you that parenting is no easy task, and many people are fearing to become parents actually. Like many of my relatives are there who are fearing, friends are fearing to get babies because they think of this huge burden will come on your head. But actually it's fun.
Amrita,
once you
I
know
just
certain-
wanted
yeah.
to add a point. So you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
कि me and my husband ज़्यादा नहीं होता है. It's okay. The child should see that fights also happen
Yeah.
between people. There could be difference of opinion. There could be fights.
Yeah,
As
that
long as you
obviously.
reach an
हाँ.
amicable solution.
Yeah, though, that is only the thing. Yeah, as I told you, no joke. But yeah, we don't go to the physical assault of that. But we definitely have our burst out moments. But I've seen people in front of kids. They do the proper marpeet karte hai log, and that is quite disturbing for me. I have never seen it in my parents, and I think that the same goes with me. I have some respect, some boundaries for me and my husband, but definitely whenever we need to set things straight, we do that. Thank you so much, Somrita. It's been a wonderful time with you, and the most important part is that I really liked all the answers because all the answers were so relatable. I was relating to every answer. That is why while you were answering, I was very quiet. I was listening to as if I was listening to me, and then I was just kind of joining in with you because I really thought that otherwise people will think I'm here just like listening and doing something else in between. But I really liked the first few answers you gave and why you came here. The same thing happened with me. My postpartum depression led me to become an emotional intelligence trainer, leaving a corporate job, leaving a teaching job actually, which I really loved. So yeah, I think that it's a wonderful journey, and let's embark on our journey and let's keep good friendship with each other. You save the IGTV. I'm going to repost it and I'm going to show it to everyone. And people are very interested to see this IGTV live. I think we can do another live session also. Time will within a few weeks or so another live session. We'll just check and I'll make sure I'll do another live session with you. Part 2.0. So where we can answer more questions. You can ask me. And we can have a very good time once again. It's a good thing Instagram has done. Thank you so much. It become it's been a very good 40 minutes. I didn't know I have spent with you. And whenever two similar people speak, I think that time flies like that.